What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another SLA video. Guys, before we get on with the actual content, I want to remind everybody Content Creator Program is going on. A brand new code just dropped and I've sent it to all supporters. You're going to get yourself one free WOBL ticket as well as 100 dungeon keys. So make sure, guys, if you haven't done so already, hit that support button. It's free and it's easy to do. Plus, guys, in order to get your code, you got to log into the same page that you supported on, go to the support section and go down to coupon history. You should see it there. Copy and paste it into the game and you're ready to rock and roll. Want to say a big shout out to my top 10: Jsto, Mestizo, 2625, Limeskew, 6782, Handsome Jack, 81150, Mr. Joe Star Fenrir, love the name, 0893. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Much love. Please go get your codes. And for those who are not supporting, hit that support button, get yourselves into the program, and let me send you guys some free codes. All right, let's get on with the content. All right, guys, welcome back. I apologize again. I'm still going through a little bit of a cold spell here. It's getting much better. Luckily, we should be good hopefully by tomorrow. But we are back and we have the update, the live summary, the official translation of the live summary, which is a big deal because the devs did cover a lot. And there's a lot to unpack here, so get ready for this Q&A session and the summary of what exactly transpired. There are some pretty big notes here, so I want to point out some and actually go through some discussions. And also, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit those notifications, plus leave a comment on what you think the devs are doing and how you think they're handling things and the direction the game is going. All right, so first off, a couple codes. If you didn't see them yesterday, here they are. They're available. Go check out the last video. I put one extra code in there that gets you free 10 more summons. This one already gives you 10 right there, right? So make sure you take advantage of that. Plus, this one gives you a WOBL. And if you're a supporter, I just send you another code for another WOBL. So that's 2 tickets, guys. 2 chances. I got myself, I think, 1,300 Essence Stones on one of the sweeps and 800 on the other. So working out pretty well for me. So make sure you do the same. All right, let's talk about everything that's going on. So a couple easy, simple ones. So the first question was when resetting artifact enhancement, the non-limited permanent tickets are being selected first versus the timed ones. They said they'll fix that. That's not an issue. Auto mode. They try to fix it, guys. It's still absolute garbo. It looks like they're going to be tracking and trending the busters specifically around this one, and they're going to adjust the way they use their skills and the burst skills before they swap out. In general, auto is still a shit show. I still think it needs a massive rework, and I think it's something that they definitely need to focus on more, especially with a lot of people who are disabled, people who are not able to play the game due to busy schedules. Auto is a big part of gachas, and it's one that needs to be taken care of. I mean, it does the job what it's supposed to do the job, but the harder stuff definitely sucks. Quite honestly, though, I think some of the harder things like WOBL should never be on auto, but hey, that's just me. That's just me. All right, when you mentioned simplifying artifacts, so why do busters like Lee, Zgang, and Agnes deal more damage with the architect test set? There's a poison set. We talked about this yesterday. They're gonna switch it. They're gonna put more output damage, etc. Right. So by the month of August, they're going to actually increase the amount of damage this set does, so the proper sets can actually be used on the proper units. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been asking, hey Payne, can you please make a video about artifacts and all hunters? Quite honestly, guys, they supposedly simplified it where the 4 specific artifacts that are remaining should cover all 4 of the classes, which is for the most part the case. So it's really not that difficult anymore, with some exceptions here and there with SJW. But more importantly, they're actually going to give us 4 presets now, so that's all the way down here. I'll talk more about that afterwards, but that's an important one, so you can actually set up multiple different sets for different units. And I think at that point it's a good idea to make a guide for alternate options, but for now I think it's pretty straightforward, so we'll keep it as is. So yeah, just make sure you use the right ones for the right area. Now, this one specifically kind of upset me during the live stream, that there's been complaints that the Overseer library has become too high. I don't agree with that. I think we need harder content, guys, because the problem is a lot of people were saying, hey, it's too difficult, and then when they reduce it, people are like, oh, this is boring now, it's too easy. There doesn't seem to be a good middle ground here, so they are going to adjust the difficulty next season, unfortunately. I personally loved it. I think one thing they could have done to make it a bit more simplified is just reduce the amount of breakers required. I think that's all you need to do. Take some of those bars away from the enemies, but keep the difficulty the same, and I think it was fine, but that's just my opinion. I did it both on free-to-play and pay-to-win, obviously. Free-to-play was super fun and actually kind of difficult, and I made a full guide. So if you haven't completed it, go check out the full guide before the update today. You might be able to actually finish more than you thought based on a free-to-play account, all right? So please double check if Sun Jinu's successor is permanent. It is permanent, as we mentioned. Commish Dagger daggers will be released. Yes, they're actually working on the concept art now and has been approved already. So they're going to give us a little bit more of a timeline as they are following the story. So it may take a little bit longer than expected. Severe frame drops are occurring. Regarding that, they're looking at the optimizing graphical settings. This will never get fixed, guys. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, this is the problem we're always going to see forever, and I think the frame drop issues and mobile issues are going to occur until the game finally is done. So I don't ever see this honestly being changed. Hackers appearing during the rankings. Yes, they say every time they do an update, the hackers seem to get back in because they have to lower down the security systems in order for the patch to go through, and then they manually have to go in and review hundreds of the reports sent in by people, and then obviously don't accidentally penalize skilled players. Yeah, which has happened in the past. People have been banned, unfortunately, in the past. So One will Myra return as the first successor. She's currently unavailable since her period ended, and a rerun schedule has not been set yet. Keyword yet. For now, enjoy the new release Shadow Monarch. Will prepare a rerun based on players' demand in the future. So yes, of course, there's going to be a rerun, guys. It's how they make their money. And honestly, she's a great character. She looks fantastic. She sells. So they're definitely going to make it happen. When will Shadow Bellion be released? So obviously being the Grand Marshal and probably the strongest Shadow by a pretty big margin. He's going to be part of the storyline, so we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for him. We need artifact presets. This is what I was talking about. Upcoming patch, we're going to see the presets will be expanded from 2 to 4, which is incredible. But it's only for Sun Jinu's presets. Where's everybody else's? So that kind of upset me a little bit. This actually identifies Sun Jinu only. I thought it was Hunters as well, but this is kind of limiting it just to him, which kind of sucks. Agnes Vera feels clunky. They wanted to give her people want her to have super armor. They said, no, we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to make her be a little bit more complementary with other units. So we're looking into adjustments where pairing her with specific hunters covers her drawbacks and increase overall damage output. So they're going to do that, but I kind of just wish they gave her super armor. It would actually make a huge difference, but I don't know why they don't like to do that. I guess it makes units way too powerful if you give them too much, so it kind of makes sense, but that's one thing I think she definitely needs because of the kind of character that she is. Wind and Dark Elemental Fusions were released. When will the next weapon come out? So this is cool. They announced that the Water Elemental Fusion will be next. Overload weapons will be released separately, and we are designing them to be existing with other stuff, led by Scatty and Winterfang. What? Why are they still putting so much effort into Scatty? That shit sucks. Also, we heard feedback that the Winchester Rogue and the Key are less usable than the new wind weapons, and they're going to give them some buffs in the August update as well. The off-rate pulls, pity breaks feel terrible, so they're going to be changing that eventually, but over time they just don't want people to, they don't want to do too fast, because then they're going to say veterans will complain that why we summon if we're going to get screwed, etc. Right? So that's a pretty big one as well. And then of course lastly, the collaborations. They actually, funny enough here, I actually personally like this, but I don't think it's gonna last. So what we realized afterwards was that solo leveling shines brightest when it stays true to solo leveling. Currently there are no plans for additional collaborations. I kind of like this, to be honest. I think a lot of people see collaborations as a bad thing. A lot of companies use it as a desperate time, desperate measures kind of scenario. If they're not getting collabs, either one of two things are happening. One could be really bad, that nobody wants to collab with them, or number two, they just don't need it yet, and things are going fairly smoothly for them at the time being. So we need content where we can spend gold. So this is one that a lot of people talked about. So until recently, there was a severe shortage of gold, so we made changes to income. I love this. It cracks me up because we all complain about how little gold we get, and now that they give us so much of it, we're like, we have too much. It's so funny. So we'll prepare an event where you can spend gold and receive rewards, and then of course a couple other things happen. So overall, guys, not a lot of content coming. We got WOBL, we got the new hidden chapters, we got a new character, of course, we got the Shadow Monarch. So I mean, there's enough here to keep us busy, but not enough to make us continuously play non-stop, which is fine. I want to know from in your case what you guys think, if you guys enjoyed it, if you guys think they're going the right direction, and if you guys do, let me know in the comment sections. I think they're doing really, really good things still, and I think the game is still doing really, really well. I think though a lot of people are expecting the Shadow Monarch to be free all the way to A5 or the max amount. Don't expect that. I think A0 will be free, and then from there we're gonna have to use our tickets and grind it over time. So probably 5 months till we see a maxed out version of the Shadow Monarch. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.